properly mounted and secure, not bent, not broken. Slack adjuster should be properly mounted and secure, no loose or missing bolts. Secured by the cotter pin, and the movement shouldn't be more